The 1936 United Kingdom 1 penny is more than just a piece of currency. It is a fascinating artifact from a transitional era in British history. This coin marks the end of an epoch and hints at the great changes looming on the horizon. Minted during the reign of King Edward VIII, at least briefly, and officially under King George V, the 1936 penny encapsulates an important period in British royal succession. King George V, who had ruled since 1910, passed away in January 1936. His death set off a chain of events that led to one of the most scandalous abdications in British history. Although the 1936 penny technically belongs to George V's reign, the year is better remembered for Edward VIII, who abdicated later that same year, before his image could appear on circulating coins. As a result, the 1936 1 penny still bears the effigy of King George V, created by sculptor Bertram McKennell, showing the monarch in profile facing left, crowned and robe. The obverse side of the coin includes the Latin inscription, Georges V de Gras, Brit, Omen, Rex Vid, Def, and Imp, which translates to George V, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. This phrase underscores Britain's imperial might during the early 20th century, a time when the British Empire was the largest empire in history. Reverse design features the seated figure of Britannia, a symbol of British national identity and maritime power. She holds a trident and shield, looking outward confidently. Britannia had appeared on British pennies since the reign of Charles II in the 17th century, and her depiction on the 1936 penny is a continuation of this proud tradition. The coin itself is made of bronze, composed mainly of copper, with small amounts of tin and zinc. This alloy gave the coin its characteristic rich brown tone. 1936 pennies were struck at the Royal Mint in London. While not considered rare overall, certain high-grade specimens are highly sought after by collectors today. During this period, coinage production techniques had improved significantly, allowing for more detailed and consistent designs compared to earlier centuries. Most 1936 pennies entered general circulation and were used extensively in daily life, making high-grade, uncirculated examples relatively harder to find today. The global economic situation at the time was still recovering from the Great Depression, and coins like the penny were vital for everyday small transactions. Interestingly, a very small number of 1936 proof sets were created for collectors, though a proof 1936 penny is extremely rare and commands a significant premium. Collectors often look for 1936 pennies with excellent detail on Britannia and strong definition on George V's portrait, as these features tend to wear down quickly in circulation. Another intriguing fact about 1936 pennies is that many were minted using older dies, meaning slight variations in strike quality and minor die wear can be seen between examples. Because of its historical backdrop, especially the abdication crisis, the 1936 penny occupies a unique place in royal and numismatic lore. Edward VIII's brief reign means that no UK pennies were issued for circulation bearing his portrait, although pattern coins trial designs were made in extremely limited numbers. These Edward VIII pattern pennies are among the most famous and valuable coins in the world today, and their existence only adds to the mystique of the last George V pennies. After Edward VIII's abdication, his younger brother, Albert, took the throne as King George VI, but that would only affect coinage from 1937 onward. Thus, the 1936 penny stands at the intersection of three monarchs, George V, Edward VIII, and George VI, making it a poignant piece for collectors interested in royal history. In terms of mintage, around 154 million 1936 pennies were produced, ensuring that they are relatively accessible for collectors starting their British coin collections. Still, despite their numbers, finding a truly pristine 1936 penny with original mint luster is a rewarding challenge for numismatists. Over the decades, the 1936 penny has been featured in many commemorative collections, symbolizing the end of the post-World War era and the dawn of a turbulent new time. The design continuity between the 1935, 1936, and even early 1937 pattern shows how coinage provided a sense of stability amidst political upheaval. In popular culture, the 1936 penny sometimes appears in historical dramas and documentaries about the abdication and the royal family. For those passionate about coins, The 1936 penny offers a tangible link to a world on the cusp of dramatic change, from royal scandal to the onset of World War II just a few years later. Today, values for 1936 pennies range from a few dollars for worn examples to hundreds of dollars for high-grade, uncirculated pieces, with proofs fetching even more. Ultimately, the 1936 United Kingdom 1 penny remains a beloved and significant collectible, embodying not just monetary value, but also a profound historical narrative of the British Empire, monarchy, and the resilience of a nation. Would you also like me to create a YouTube script or presentation version of this history for you? It would be easy to turn this into a full video or article if you want. Thank you for watching. To like, share, and subscribe to the Coins World.